That's K2, and K2 you don't find in the food supply. It's hard to find. I mean, it's technically supposed to be in butter and egg yolks and all this stuff, but it's just such a small. When you compare the amount of foie gras, the amount of K2 in foie gras, it's like you go from 2, let's just say on a scale, it's like 2, and then this is like 100. And this is where most of our diet is composed, is around these 2s and 3s and 4s. And so nobody can really get what I call a dose. And that dose comes through foie gras, the French art of feeding those animals. And a lot of people like, oh, I don't want to mess with that. But they don't have a gag reflex like we do. And they line up for it, especially the geese. If you find goose foie gras, you can't industrialize geese. They will die on you. So they have to be done right to some degree, unless it's done in Asia or some crazy farms. But if you're getting this stuff from France and they're geese, you're on a whole nother level of nutrition, high level food too. They feed these ducks better than any other food, any other part of the food system because of the high, price on foie gras. So anyway, that's one source. A lot of Americans may or may not go there, although I think it's smart to get on Amazon and order these little cans from Canada of foie gras, just pure foie gras, not, entier, it says on the jar, not mousse and all this stuff, because then they just emulsify it with fat. But it's still better than nothing. So get the foie gras because there's a protein side to the K2 MK-4 matrix. It's not just in the fat, although the fat can still be helpful if you have nothing. But if you can get both, so be it. And then if you can't go through there, then go through, there's emu oil, which is refined most of the time. So you can find brands that aren't refined and use that. That's a smart move for some people. I don't believe it captures the whole protein matrix, but it still will work. And it does have a lot in it. Same with any sort of geese, duck, and it's not just liver. Foie gras is a fattened liver that becomes golden in color and totally changes what it is. It's totally different than what it would normally be. It's a mystery of nature, how they store for the winter like that. And so, they get sacrificed right after that. So people sacrifice them or not, but then you miss the golden goose, the golden eggs of the golden goose. You miss this key nutriment, right? I mean, that got me started on the story of Jack and the Beanstalk, where he trades the seeds, the beans for the cow. So he trades the milk and the natural abundance of butter and all this for soy, in a way. And then that grows this beast, and they got to go up into this beast, this Monsanto or this type of beast that they've created, and they've got to go up there and save this beast by finding this chicken, this goose that lays the golden eggs. It's like I'm putting all this together. And so they find the K2 that they lost, right? And so this saves them, right? So it's interesting, but we do have to be careful. So that's the other thing. And I've seen it do miracles. I've seen women that have no breast, no butt, thin legs, or the opposite, maybe fat in some strange way, like, just right here. Or sometimes you have this weird kind of fat, like that you can't really understand. It's coming from soy and the soy and the food supply and things that have thrown off the endocrine system. It's mostly hormonal, and you can feel it when you look at them. You sense it, that it's not normal weight gain. And in those cases, K2 can be very powerful. Even 4 or 5 cans of this stuff can change your life. And that zero cup or whatever they call that. Is it A cup? I don't know what it's called. Zero can go to a C cup in a few months. And you're like, what? That sounds crazy. It's not crazy. It's just, if you never came in contact with a real dose of this K2, your body's been missing it the whole time. Why do you think the Phoenicians and the Egyptians have foie gras built into their hieroglyphic system? Because they knew that it did something for the people. So we can't be stupid anymore and ethnocentric and, my culture doesn't, no. There's no such thing. Hunters have been hunting duck all over this country, and we just didn't learn to use it right. And duck farms will have to reappear, potentially. We will have to get there. We might even have to pull up all these stones and recreate the Greek baths again. We may have to do all of this stuff just to get our health back and pull it from the powers that be.